many people do you know? No, I'm not talking about close friends and family. I'm not even talking about people that you feel you know intimately, that you know excessively much about. How many people do you know? How many people could you fairly easily sit down and describe to me in some level of detail how they look, what they like, how they act, anything? They don't even need to know you. They say that the human brain is only able to handle about 150 people. Beyond that, people just become statistics. They become numbers. They become categories. They become the 5 people you know from a football team. They become the twins from downtown. They lose their individuality because the brain starts needing to bring down the number, so it sorts them into groups, sorts them into stereotypes. 150, give or take. I'm tempted to do neither of those things. I'm tempted to call bullshit on that theory, considering how many people I've seen who know dozens upon dozens of characters from stories, from TV series, from rumors, fictional people, people from television, people in government, people they've never met, but that they have a general idea about enough to describe. And that's one of the decisions that I need to make regarding the fictional universe. How many people? But it's more than just a number. It's how they relate to one another, how important they are to a storyline, how important they are to the values that you establish for your fictional universe. The typical one is easy. A main character, a set of 2 to 5 central characters around that main character. A main villain, perhaps 2 or 3 henchmen or close allies of that villain. And then just minor characters. The ones that you recognize when you see their faces or hear them described. Oh yeah, that's Beeb. That's the one who got in trouble with this and that. But it doesn't have to be like that. You can have a larger ensemble. You can have a group of maybe 5 to 8 who take up the center stage, the ones that you follow around, the ones that you get to know intimately, and then a few who cause trouble for them, villains, rivals, whatever. Or you could go the way of the soap opera. a pantheon, maybe a dozen or so people who are more or less related to one another, maybe not family related, but who have crossed each other's paths, who influence each other's lives in one way or another, and who you follow without having any central character to cling to. Other than just the numbers, there's the tentpole concept, the ones that keep the story going, the ones that are the centers of attention and have others hovering around them. Good versus evil, hero versus villain. But that too is an obsolete model. It doesn't have to be that simple. It doesn't have to be that black and white. You don't need one person or one group of people to be the right ones, the good ones, the ones at the center, the ones you cheer for. You can spread it out. Call it factions. Call it cliques. Call it whatever you want. Multiple aligned people, multiple groups, multiple sets. They can all each fit a category. Maybe you have the heroes at the home base and you have the out team. Maybe you follow someone in the past, someone in the present, someone in the future. Maybe you follow multiple someones in past, present, and future, each of whom has important people around them. It doesn't have to be simple. It doesn't have to be boiled down to which side you cheer for, as if it's some kind of sports game. So what do I want? What do I want for my fictional universe? How do I want to tell its stories? I know what I don't want. I don't want the old, stale, one hero versus one villain and the people they have around them. That's the Harry Potter model. It's the model followed in so many successful fictional universes. It's simple. It's riveting. You know who to cheer for. You can tell deeper stories for individual people. But to me, it comes at a cost. It comes at the cost of the broader fictional universe. You hang your hat on a few hooks and hope that that'll be enough. And once those hooks no longer inspire you, well, not a lot to hang your hat on any longer. How do you continue a story like Harry Potter once the center stage is empty? Once the people that you focused on have played their course, once they've told their stories. We saw what happened to that franchise. The same that has happened to others. How about the ensemble cast then? How about the model used by a series like Firefly? A small handful of lovable scamps who you can fall in love with and follow in story after story. While it's tempting, that's not my path either. I'm not trying to tell the story of a few characters. I'm not even trying to tell the stories of a few characters. The difference might be moot to some, but following a group and following the members of a group, two different things. But neither one is the one I want. I want the broader option. I want to follow the fictional universe as a broader place for characters to exist in. No main cast. Different characters whose lives cross each other's paths over and over. You get to know them, but you never get to cling to them. Stories pick sets of characters that fit. Some of them you may know from earlier stories. Some of them may be new to you. The entire fictional universe doesn't hang on the heads of a few characters. The stories pick characters as they need them. And the characters introduce the fictional universe bit by bit, each from their own angle, each in their own situation. That is how I want to build a fictional universe. Those are my 150 characters. No, not 150. I'm not that insane. It's just a phrase. But those are the characters that I want to use.